Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss about Malloc in C. Firstly, Malloc stands for memory allocation. So memory can be allocated in two ways, statically or dynamically. In static allocation, memory is allocated at compile time in stack. But in dynamic memory allocation, memory gets allocated at runtime in heap. Both stack and heap sections are stored in random access memory of the computer system. We often use declaration statements like int a, char c, float number, etc. All these comes under static allocation, whereas using malloc, calloc, etc. comes under dynamic memory allocation. Now the question is, why do we need dynamic memory allocation? It is because there will be many cases where we don't know exactly how much memory we are going to use. If we allocate the memory initially, maybe it will not be sufficient or it may get wasted. So in such cases, we can use dynamic memory allocation, which is very efficient. Because here, whenever memory is needed, it is allocated in runtime. So to dynamically allocate memory, we have two inbuilt functions, malloc and calloc, which are declared in standard library header file stdlib.h. So to use these functions in our program, we must include stdlib.h first. Now, let us see an example program where we first declare an integer pointer ptr. And it is a static memory allocation, so memory is allocated in stack. And let's assume memory for ptr is allocated at address 2048. Next, we have a dynamic memory allocation statement which uses malloc function. An malloc function actually takes one argument, which is the size of memory needed in bytes, and it returns the base address of the memory allocated. That is, if we have malloc of 10 bytes of memory will get allocated in heap and return its base address. So here in this program, we have malloc of 5 into size of int. It actually means we need memory for 5 integers. So when translating size of int equal to 4, so 5 into 4 we get 20 bytes, which is what we need. So 20 bytes of memory is allocated in heap and assume at address 1000, and by default this allocated memory will be filled with garbage values. And its base address 1000 is returned, which will be stored in ptr. So that is why we need a pointer here. Using ptr, we can access the allocated memory. Next, we have some assignment statements. First is star of ptr plus 0 equal to 10. So as we discussed in the previous tutorial, star ptr plus 0 is the value at first integer slot, so 10 will be stored here. Next, we have star ptr plus 1 equal to 20. So at second slot, 20 will be stored, and similarly 30, 40 and 50 also get stored in here. Now, let us consider a scenario where the heap is already full and using malloc we are trying to allocate some memory. But heap is full already. So what happens is malloc returns null instead of the base address. So whenever we use malloc, we should first check whether memory was really allocated or not. So for that, we can perform a null check like this. That is, if value returned by malloc is null, memory was not allocated, otherwise it was successful. So that's all, and thank you for watching this video.